Right, folks, who have we got? Gino Acampo and Penny Lancaster. Gino's been in the news yet again. Yeah, there's been at least three or four complaints against him by female members of staff that he's worked with on programmes all the way from this morning all the way through to the programme he does with, is it with Fred? I think it's Fred, I don't really know him. And the famous swearing chef, is it Gordon? I think it's Gordon. I don't really follow them, folks. Yes, they said he's been getting his kit off, he's been holding his crotch, he's been putting his crotch in people's backs, he's been saying things he shouldn't say, he's been making people feel uncomfortable, many risque jokes. Seems similar to the old Gregg Wallace. It must be something in the food, I don't know. It must be a cooking thing. Yes, the thing is with Gino, he's always been full of himself and, you know, all bravado and all bullshit and all that palaver. And he thinks he's God's gift, so for that reason I've never really touched him, never really liked him. I say that for the first 3 or 4 times I see him, I thought, oh, maybe he's alright, he's a bit different. And then I thought, no. You love yourself, and without any reason. He loves himself much too much. Love to hear the sound of his own voice. Anyway, I'm not keen. I think I've made that quite clear. I don't think he's got long to go, folks. I don't think we're going to be seeing much more of him on our TV screens. I really don't. And then we've got Penny Lancaster. Well, she was one of the ones that jumped on old Gregg Wallace through her husband, Rod. You know, Rod put out that little tweet. Was it a tweet or whatever it was? As soon as we heard that Gregg was being reprimanded. I said at the time, well, all well and good supporting your wife. I'm all for that. But I don't think I'd have done it a year or two after the horse had bolted. I think I'd have done it at that time. And the fact that Rod is the bigger personality, he's much more well known than Gregg Wallace, much more liked in many circles. He carries a lot more weight behind his name. I would have thought he should have done it at the time if he felt that strongly about his wife. That's what I would have done. And I think it might have put Mr. Wallace in unsteadier waters at that time, so maybe he might not have had another year or two abusing folk. Only my idea. I seen old Penny on the TV only last week. I think she was being spoken to on Loose Women or something like that. And oh yes, it was very bad. I don't want to talk about it. You know, it's with legal people and so on and so forth. I feel it's something I shouldn't talk about. But it was bad, although I'd rather not say. I thought, Penny, you're something of a drama queen, love. He didn't like the way you was doing your souffle or whatever else and had a shout and a scream at you, and you didn't like that. I think you got in late one day, he had to go at you for that, you didn't like that. You're probably thinking, I'm Rod Stewart's wife, you shouldn't be talking to me like that. I'm not one of the also-rans that are here on this show. I'm somebody special. I don't think you are, Penny. You're only known because you're married to Rod Stewart and because you tower over him in every picture that you have taken. I'm not so sure you're that special. And I think you're very fragile. I think you've got very thin skin, I really do. You take things to heart when you shouldn't. You know, when you're working on TV and in media and whatever else, there's got to be an element of, you know, harshness, truth, reality. That's what they are, reality shows. You've got to be able to take a little bit of stick and give a little bit out. You know, I just think you're playing on it a little bit. But that's only my opinion. I'm not saying what Gregg has done is right with many people. I don't think it is. I don't think we'll ever see him again, and probably rightly so. As more and more came out, he got more and more guilty. I think he's actually said over the weekend to friends that he still has, that's it for me, you're not going to see me again on TV. That's it, I'm done now. I think he's quite right. I think his race is run. But I don't think what he did to Penny was anything particularly bad. I think she just likes being in the spotlight, to be honest with you, and telling folk how brilliant her husband is for speaking up on her behalf without her knowledge. Well, as I say, I think it'd have been a bit more brilliant, Penny, if he'd have spoke up at the time you told him how upset you was with the treatment at the hands of Gregg Wallace. Not 2 years later, really. I don't think that's the time to do it at all. But as I say, that's only my opinion. How do I knock this one off? Wait a minute, here we go. See you later, folks.